Today we're doing Gran Turismo 7 again because I am obsessed with the game. It's the only game I play anymore. Other than that, I'll just watch TV. But today we're going to be doing daily races. I am not the best. I'm still coming to terms with the oversteer. I talked to one of my friends in the real world about my problems with the game, and they reviewed it, and they said what they have done is they've made it a little bit more realistic. And what they've done is, so he reviewed it, he came over, he played on my PlayStation, and he watched, he did a couple tracks and a couple races, and he said it seems a lot more realistic than it used to be on Gran Turismo 7, which is good. So yeah, that's not my problem anymore. I've come to terms with that, but I'm still getting used to how the game controls, because I don't play it that often because I've got work and I've got school. But yeah, we're just going to jump into some races, and I'm going to review how I feel the game can be upgraded, how it can't be upgraded, because there are some mechanics that are a little bit off. Like, okay, I'll change my car here because I know that, yeah, this isn't. Maybe I'll actually do the RX Vision, give that a go on this track. But yeah, there's some things on these settings, like as I've seen. So they don't always work. I also don't know why they give you a bit of toe first. I know that some cars have a little bit of a toe angle, which is normal. These don't do much for some reason, and for whatever reason, you can't change this that easily. Or this. Or this. Well, no, this can be changed. But these two on the sheet can't be changed, and I don't know why. I also don't know why you can't buy yourself a prop shaft, because sometimes you need a really good drive shaft, depending on the car. And you also can't put four-wheel steering into some cars. And I also don't know why you can't put titanium gun rods and pistons into your thing. Like, you can do high compression pistons, but you can't do that for some reason, and that would be really handy, especially in a car like this. Weight reduction, I get that some cars don't have weight like this. I just realized that that's the entry deadline. But yeah, there's some cars where you don't need a whole bunch of weight reduction, but some cars where you're like, there's a challenge in your licenses where you have to race a truck. Or actually no, just the challenges that what's his name gives you, Luca. He gives you a challenge to race a truck around Daytona, and the weight reduction would be quite handy. There's also some cars where you can't put a supercharger in them or a turbo, despite the fact that you need to, or anti-lag. There's some cars where you can't put an anti-lag system in there. Now, I know that in the real world an anti-lag isn't always the best thing for your car, but like, come on, it does help. Helps quite a bit. But aside all that, I'm just going to review how some of these cars feel. I've never touched the RX Vision, even in Gran Turismo Sport. So this is new experiences. I was coming around here in the Atenza just before, so I wonder how similar this is going to control. This is already feeling quite a bit more nimble and a bit more throaty. Well, not throaty, but yeah. Definitely faster. Gonna completely miss my brake point on the apex. Oh, that was actually nicely done. We'll clip this apex, get off the throttle. Dang, that just did a bit of oversteer when I came off the gas. Up here. Wow, this actually kicks out quite a bit easier than the Atenza. I don't think we're not going to finish the lap, but that's okay. I'm just getting used to this car first. So normally what I have from Super GT is if you're coming up to that corner, you'll brake and go down a gear and then start turning in for the apex just before you can see over the crest of that little hill. Okay, so as you can see, I'm not exactly the fastest on this track, but I have heard good things about that Ford GT in second. I raced him earlier actually, and there's another car that I've heard is pretty good. I can't see it on this grid actually. It's the Peugeot 308, I think it is, and it's actually pretty good at this. I haven't done this track a lot. The last time I touched this track before this game was, I don't know when actually. I think it was maybe Gran Turismo 5, maybe Gran Turismo 6, I'm not sure, I can't remember. All I remember is I wasn't on a controller, I was on a steering wheel, whereas I'm on a controller now. And yeah, it's been a minute. Okay, so oh, cool warm-up. Oh, that was a 35-second warm-up. But yeah, I'm just gonna be doing this what you call it. I'm just going to be doing some daily races today. You can come through and diss me and say that I'm really bad at racing, but that's okay because I know that already. And I'm also going to be trying to put my DR up a little because it's looking a little sad at the moment. I used to have a pretty good one on Gran Turismo Sport, and this one is just pathetic compared to that one. I'm pretty sure I got up to A. No, I did get up to B. No, I was on A on Gran Turismo Sport. But yeah, I gotta put my traction control up just one tick because I have heard that this car can put out a little bit of wheel spin if you just step on it, and I'm kind of going to when this starts, and I don't want the car to kick out on me. See, if you look down there, it went red as soon as the race started, and that was the traction control working, stopping my wheels from spinning out. So we're going to come up here, 100 meter mark just before, because I'm getting used to this car, and this is the first lap. The Super goes right into the wall, messing up the first corner straight away. That was amazing. I'm just going to try to keep up with the pack here. Dab of the brakes, a little throttle through here, brake into third along here, just before here, brake into second. Clip that apex, accelerate when I'm click. Oh, he just spun out. That was... Okay, so people aren't exactly familiar with this track or their car. I'm not either, so I'm not going to get too ahead of myself. So yeah, you brake into third there, come down here, step on it. Just as that changes, you brake down to second around this corner, facing the exit, get onto the gas, down this long sort of straight bit, and then you clip close to this wall, go wide out here, and just start turning into the rumble strip here. Now this guy's going to go in, but I'm going to mess up this hairpin so he can take that position anyway. So I was going to go defensive and just try to late brake him, but that didn't exactly work. So we're just going to... We're still going to play it safe, not exactly going to go as hard and aggressive as possible, but we're going to come up here and just sort of sit in his slipstream until our brake point. Might even be able to take the outside. We're going to brake just before him and try to do a switcheroo, so into that rumble strip. Come down here. Nah. Didn't quite get that right, and I was on the gas too soon anyway. So this car is actually pretty good at this track. I do actually kind of like it once I got used to it. I'm going to come through here, brake down to third here, down to second around that corner, see the exit, punch it, into third, a little dab of brakes, coast around here with a little throttle just to keep the car straight. Because what I've noticed with this game is a lot of these cars, they actually need a little bit of throttle so they can get around the corner properly. Otherwise they either tuck in too hard or they just don't steer at all. Like there is one car, I think it's the R32, This isn't a group 3 or anything. But cars below group 3 or even group 4 for that matter, if you don't have a little bit of throttle through the corner, it just won't turn, or it'll just, you'll get on the brakes like with Porsche GT3, it'll just, as soon as you brake, it'll just turn more than you want it to, which isn't exactly ideal. So yeah, I have learnt that. So we're going to come up here and we're going to set a 133, I'm guessing. Yeah. Okay, so we can shave a little bit of time off. That wasn't exactly the best lap. Okay, so we're going to start going a little harder. Remembering we're on hard, so we can't go as fast around corners as I would like to, but I'm going to do my best. Brake down to third, clip that apex, brake down to second just before I hit the apex. Or actually miss it by a country mile there. I'm actually not going to go on third here, I'm going to try to stay in second and get a bit more drive out of this corner. And come around here, stay in third because I need to slow down anyway. Come over here just before here, second, hit that apex. Sorry, I was looking at my phone, that's why that corner was botched. So we are being gained on by the back and we're being lost at the front. But at this corner, if I get it right, I might be able to pull away because a lot of people mess this corner up. So you actually need to brake just before the rumble strip there. And okay, yep, so we did get that right, and we are sort of pulling away, but not really at the same time. We're not gaining at the front. I did just hit that wall, but I was watching the times on the left and steering off peripheral. So I did knock 2 seconds off that time, that's pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Gonna come in tight, hit the apex, stay on it for a bit. There we go, that was way cleaner than it's been for the first 2 laps. Down to fourth. Maybe not brake. No, I'm not brave enough. That corner there is like bravery on Nürburgring, from what I've seen. It's just how brave are you on the gas. Okay, that was completely botched. Come through here. I would like to try catch up to 11th, but I'm just sort of practicing at this moment. I'm not trying to go too hard or fast or anything like that. I'm just sort of trying to get my DR up a bit and get a little, like just a tiny bit of money out of it. I mean, it would be nice if there was like a prestige system or something in here, like as you go up collector levels, your money gain is a bit higher or something like that. Or even just like, I don't know, if you could sell cars you don't want, because I've got a lot that I don't want at the moment. Or just the more money you make, the higher the percentage of income is. You know? Like a bank account, really. That would be cool. So we're going to come up here and it's going to be a 138. Might be able to get a bit more off if I try to go a bit faster. Oh no. Or I could do that. We could turn that into a little bit of a later apex actually. Now I do have assists on with the checkpoints and the brake marker, but I don't actually listen to the brake marker, and the checkpoints are just because I can't always see the corner because I am actually not the best with my eyesight, but we won't talk about that because I haven't told anyone about that. Been looking at welding machines without my mask too often. Okay, come in here, brake down to second, hit that apex. Come up. Ignore that, you're not meant to see that. My battery is completely fine. I didn't realise that my controller was not charged. Okay, so they're pulling away at the front, but we're pulling away from the people behind us, which is good. This is the last lap as well, so looks like I'm not getting an 11th, but at least At least my times are pretty consistent. That's what you like to see. And I mean, 3 seconds isn't bad. Between me and the person first. I mean, you can arguably say, the difference, 3 seconds is a lifetime in racing, but like, if you think about it, I could have done worse. Like, I could have been 24 seconds slower than the guy, which I was. So I think I might actually go do a couple challenges and try to get a bit more money so I can get a better car. What car do I want? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I'll save the replay because I always save the replays. I only have 23,000. I might get a bit more practice on that track as well. Just because I need some practice on this game in general. I would really like to put soft tires on that car, but I can't, so I'm gonna use the Atenza because that car has softs and I've given it a couple upgrades on the sheet. I've put the downforce really high so that I can stay stuck to the road. We'll go into time trial, do that one, do sunny. Poor PS4 can't load Gran Turismo 7 properly. Okay, so I'm gonna change car to the Atenza, like I said. I do know that that has more power, but I don't have softs, and I don't really want to get softs straight away because I don't have the money for it. But we're gonna come into our settings, and these got reset. That's meant to be at 650 to give me a bit more power. I don't know why so much power has been taken off. Oh, that gave me less power actually. That's right, I remember. Was it there? I remember it was really fiddly. Like really fiddly. To the point where it almost made me pull my hair out. I just did 626, what do you mean? Okay, so yeah, as you can see, I put the roll bar up to 5 because that way when you go through a corner the car doesn't sway as much, so you've got a bit more traction on the ground. Oh, that's why it's so low. So yeah, this is a 749 PowerPoint car. You get 400 meters in 11.7 seconds, 1,000 meters, 1 kilometer, or I think that's maybe half a mile, 3/4 of a mile, if you're American, in 20 seconds, and then about 100 to 150 in 2 seconds, which is not bad if you think about it, because that's roughly 3rd or 4th gear, I think. Now the rotational G I haven't been able to figure out yet. The torque output and acceleration, braking, and just the torque output to the differential, I don't really want to touch that. It's where it's sitting feels pretty safe, doesn't feel too overpowered. I'm gonna put my, oh, I had a turbo, I must have gotten rid of it, unless it was on a different vehicle. I haven't done too much to this car. I've just sort of fiddled with what I've had and added tires, and that's about it. But yeah, I really like this car. This is probably the fastest Group 3, Group 4 car that I've ever owned. in Sport and 7. So my lap time on with the RX Vision, that was about 1 minute 30 or something like that. So I'm gonna see how fast I can get with this car. Now I know I'm on softs, but that is kind of besides the point. I like soft tires. I mean, who doesn't like soft tires, really? Like, as you can see, I'm obviously going faster through here, but I do have a bit more grip on the ground. Okay, I forgot to get off the gas there, which isn't ideal. But yeah, we're just going to keep going. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. We don't need to. I haven't figured out my own braking point there yet. I've been fiddling with it for a bit. I'm trying to see if I need to brake later or brake earlier. All I know is the safe brake point is the change of surface. And it's been pretty reliable so far. I know this one is just before the rumble strip, but I'm actually gonna... Oh no, I thought I've completely ruined it there, but no, apparently not. So yeah, there is already a turbo in this, and it's pretty alright. It's got an anti-lag system in it. It tells you that there isn't one, but there is. I can feel it, and I can see it in that turbo dial down below. Okay, so off the bat, 128. That is pretty good if I do say so myself. I reckon I can actually get more out of that though. Maybe half a second, maybe 3/10 actually. Okay. Sorry, I'm going quiet. I'm focusing. I go quiet when I focus on racing. And I get this weird face. You can't see it at the moment because my face cam game, but yeah, I always get this weird sort of face. My girlfriend has commented on it a couple times actually. Said I look really serious and so invested, because I am. Okay, so through the first sector I was 500ths slower and now I'm 8/10ths faster. I wonder how much more I can get out of this. I'll try first gear. I don't know what range turbo it is, if it's low torque or high torque or mid. So I'm sort of fiddling with that as well, trying to identify it. I'm gonna clip in here and we're gonna get a 127.9. Yeah, 127.9. Try get a bit faster. Oh yeah, that was good. That was a good cadence break. So that now I'm going to try push it a little bit wider on exits and a little tighter on apexes. I'm going to try not to do that. That one I wanted to go wide and then tuck in, but that didn't go to plan. Down to third. I might even be able to stay in fourth along there. I think halfway across that bridge is a good break point. Like just halfway. Okay, so my Ghost is 2/10ths in front and I'm actually gaining on it, which is good. That's what we want. I'm gonna come up here, maybe brake on the rumble strip. Okay, so don't touch the rumble strip when you start to brake, because as you could see, that actually pulled me towards the track limit, which is not what you want. You really don't want that. This one you can clip the rumble strip and use that as your turn-in. What? Okay. So in 30 minutes it's going to be offline mode because apparently there's server maintenance. I didn't even know that was coming. There was no notification until just now. Okay, so we're going to come in, clip that. Might even be able to stay on full. yeah, there we go. Got a bit brave. I managed to come around a little faster through there, so we can use that for future reference. Maybe stay in third along here, see if that does anything. Slowly accelerate so we don't kick out. Up to fourth. Stay in fourth along here. Floor it over here. Halfway across. Down. I only just missed the break point because I wasn't watching the track. I was watching the bridge. Come through here, third, fourth, fifth, up against this wall, kiss it out wide so that we don't have to turn as much, and then on the rubble strip, down to second, tuck in, go wide, floor it, there we go, we've just gotten it. We might be able to catch this ghost by the end of the lap, and I mean on the end. Oh, that's the closest to the wall I've got it. Okay, so our times are staying consistent. That's good. That's what you like to see. Might be able to cadence break a bit here. Yep. Okay, cool. We're in front. Okay, so now we have established we can stay roughly full throttle. No, I completely messed that up. That's going to cost us a lot of time. Unless I can keep it together. Okay, that was horrible. Okay, this isn't exactly going to plan this lap. But we just got to keep at it, because consistency is what you want. Staying consistent in your lap times is good, because that means you'll find points to get better. Like this hairpin definitely needs a lot of work. The first half of the track is a bit of a fixer-upper as well. We might be able to milk a little bit more speed through the first half, especially through that first little sector with that windy bit. So we can come up here, we've established a good braking point, this 100-meter mark, and a bit of cadence braking, and then you tuck in, hit our late apex, accelerate out of the corner, fourth gear through here. I think I might need a turn now. Oh no, you can't do full throttle through there. Maybe it's just on full throttle. So we stay in second through here, we can stay third through this corner with a little bit of gas, see our exit and slowly accelerate out of it, which also gave us boost, so that's making me think that it is a mid-range turbo. But aside from that, straighten up, go down to second, hit this corner, accelerate. Ah damn, he's just in front of us by 300ths of a second. Oh, we're actually, that was a good gear shift. That's given us a little bit of time. This is going to be the tell. I'm going to brake a little earlier and then cadence brake it. Come round. Get a bit of a cleaner acceleration. Damn, that hairpin is so tough to get really fast. Because you miss just the slightest bit of drive out of there and you've lost your time. Like you won't be able to catch it. But I'm liking all the 128s on the side. Okay, so maybe just a tad later. Literally a tad. Okay, so yeah, that late apex is pretty good because you're straightened up almost directly to the exit. And it gives you the most drive out of that hairpin. That first top one. Okay, that one I was completely late on the throttle, completely missed my acceleration point. It was really sloppy. Come through here, fourth, dab the brakes, hit the apex, floor it through, which gave us more drive. Down to second, come through this corner, accelerate as soon as you see the exit. There we go, that's given us the most drive on this back straight that we've seen this lap, this session. So this is the 7th lap, and we might be, if we keep it together, we might be able to get an extra 10th, maybe 2 out of this lap. Just before this, down to 2nd, down to 1st, missed the apex. Oh no, that just threw it, that just threw the entire lap. Oh, we were actually 2 tenths up on this this lap, but dang, that was good. Okay, so okay, so we're gonna jump into one of the daily races. Maybe not Deep Forest, but we'll find one. I have seen that Spa is open. I'm not too sure how I feel about Spa because it's 8 laps around there, and the tyre wear is on 10, I'm pretty sure, so it's definitely a pit stop or an endurance where you have to try and make your fuel and tyres last. So that's tough because I've never really been good at that. It's a fine art doing that. There is one daily race which is with the Truino, the Corolla Levin. That one is a bit tricky because it's around Suzuka and the back end isn't the most stable with that car, especially on comfort tyres instead of racing tyres. So I'm thinking there is actually a Porsche race that I have to do for Luca, which I haven't gotten around to yet because it's on Nürburg and Spa-Francorchamps, and it keeps raining, and I don't have wet tyres for this car yet because tyres in this game are so expensive, especially with your pay grade. So I'm gonna do this one, give it a go, and then I'll show you what I mean. So we'll go ahead, jump in. This is the turbo I was talking, the Porsche I was talking about, by the way, where it just kicks out in the back, or when you brake it just tucks in. So there are a few little things that need to be fixed because I've never really been in a car in the real world where as you're braking and turning at the same time it tucks in more, because I'm pretty sure braking doesn't increase your steering angle unless you dive forward so much, but this one doesn't dive as much as like a comfort car on street suspension would, because this one is on sport suspension, so it should be stiffer than usual. The suspension shouldn't be so soft that I just nosedive into the ground. I mean, obviously I'm going to dive a bit, but not enough to turn so much that I'm off the track, because that's what it did. I was on Lago Maggiore and I broke on the 4th to last corner and it just tucked in and it made me go on the grass and gave me a penalty. Sorry, I was talking and I wasn't focusing on the track, just so you know. Nürburg is one of my biggest weaknesses. This is the track that I struggle with the most. As with most people, to be honest, this isn't the best of tracks. This is a fairly high focusing, highly alert, fast, careful track, because that can happen in the blink of an eye. I mean, I tried to say that, not the best that I could have, but I tried to say that and I still went straight into the barrier. It's normally as you enter Green Hell that it starts to rain on this track. I'm watching my I'm going to call it gripometer because that sounds funny. I'm watching my gripometer and the weather radar to see where the rain is, but it just pops up out of nowhere. It also pops up after your gripometer goes down. I looked away from the screen at the wrong moment. I need to be a bit more focused on what's going on. This car definitely needs a little bit of power to get around the corners, but not too much because it also just likes to step out with ease. There's also a few Porsches in here. I keep saying turbo because I see turbo whenever I go to say Porsche. See? That's what I mean. It'll just tuck in as you brake. And it's not really ideal. I mean, you can use it to an advantage on some cars, where if you're completely wide, you brake while you're turning to give you that extra edge. But it's not normally ideal. You're not normally expecting it. Okay, up to miss. Hit the back end of that Porsche. That was the sloppiest job I've ever done. So yeah, around here normally it would start raining for me. And I'm just watching for rainfall, watching for wet spots on the track, watching the grass go reflective and seeing for puddles. Oh, I think the rain's here. Yeah, so this whole part of the track, every time I've tried to attempt it, is wet. Like, I would be coming up here, mid-throttle, and the back end would be kicking out because of the rain. Because, as you probably... There's the rain on the radar. As you can see, it just passed over. It's passing over again. So, this track, as you may know, is not the best with rain at all. I mean, what's his name? That racing driver who died in that fiery flame, that was on a wet track, but he also went over the rumble strip like I just did and flew into a wall. My gripometer is going up. That means I'm losing grip, and I'm on softs right now, which is not the best. I'm going to break through there and completely fly into the barrier because I just went over the rumble strip and turned in too much. And I now have dirty, wet tyres. But yeah, as I was saying, this track with rain is not the best. One, because it gets really oily. Two, because the track is really old and grip isn't the best as it is. And yeah, all these trees, when it rains, you get water running off them at such high speeds that, you know, it'll just completely sweep out the tyres from underneath you. And the oil from cars and God knows what, it makes the track really slippery in wet weather, and it's almost undrivable. And it's not even torrential rain that makes it undrivable, it's just like lightly spitting. You have to go below 150, 200 kilometers. Which is not the best when you're in a race like this where you need to get to third place at minimum to beat the challenge. That there, the car just kicked out because I was on the, I was too much on the happy gas. Oh, managed to keep it together there, down to second down here. Hit that apex. Normally I'd go a lot faster around this, but only in a group 4. Only in a group 4. If we compare this to Gran Turismo Sport, I reckon these cars are maybe N800, N1000 group cars. Because they're normal road cars, normal street cars. They've got no racing modifications at all. You can only add them. Oh, this part's going to be interesting. I've only ever completed this race once and I ended up 9th, maybe 7th. So I'm doing a lot better. Yep, I'm okay with it offline mode. Oh wait, no I'm not. That means it doesn't save progress. That's right. Okay, so the other guys are coming up to the straight. Ah! Went a bit too fast around that corner. Now I know I'm in second, but that's because this thing cannot go cannot accelerate in first without kicking out, no matter how much you feel the throttle, and it's really not fun. Okay, so through Carousel Minor, coming up to Dodging Hoche, can't say it properly, don't come for me for that pronunciation, I was doing my best. And fire it down the straight with a 24-second lead. Okay, so I'm gonna have to try milk this guy in front of me, try catch up to him in that last little bit between now and the end of the Nordschleife. 5 seconds is a lot to catch in this last little bit. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it, but I'm gonna do my best. Gonna come up here, racing on the rugged edge, try tuck in, and then use the hill for speed. Come off the gas because of the spit. I knew that would happen, which is why I gave it some power. Brake, turn in, floor it. Nah. I did my best. 4th place ain't bad from the back of the pack. I look at my munted Porsche. An 8-minute lap. Dang. Yeah, be disappointed. Okay, so I got 13,000 out of that. Not the best, not the worst. But hey, it is what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna look at the first half of the lap, because I always do, just so I can see where I can and can't improve. Huh?
Delivery. And it was only one, so did you get it? Yeah. Oh, it's our money, she said. It's not like they ask us for money.
Yeah.
So. Oh.
It's okay. It's not supposed to get here till 5:10.
Oh, okay. No, I just saw your text, that's why I asked you if you still got it. Because we still do have dinner.
I know. I'm really hungry. I'm really hungry.
You could have made some egg sausages, there's meat patties in here.
Yeah. Sorry about that. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly review this first half of the lap. With my braking, my accelerating. That one, I don't know how I stayed on the track. Coming, thinking, not focusing properly. I see. I went in without braking and I don't see that Porsche in front of me because I looked at that. Okay, so come up. Okay, so it's right around the outside of the curtain. Gonna have to end this in a second because server downtime starts soon. That one, I rode the rumble strip and I didn't stay out far enough and it pulled me in. I see, okay. I should have gone down a gear here. That could have given me some more drive, get me up the straight a bit more. Go around this corner and fourth, that's good. Down to second. I managed to keep it well contained through here, because that corner always gets me. And the one just before you go down the hill, the second hill in the forest. Okay, so this one's good. Right here, this strip. Normally I would tuck in and power up and then go down to fourth for this corner, but I wasn't paying full attention and I drove straight into the back of that Porsche. So come up here, normally I'd be in third, but by this point I'm going to break down into second, tuck into that corner, tuck into this corner, and power out. Drive up here straight. Normally I'd stay in fourth for this corner, or third for this car actually. Come along here. I rode the grass and it clipped, okay. So come around here, and second, down on the brakes and tuck in. Normally I would wait and try tuck in onto that second apex, so that I can get a late apex hairpin kind of style. The dip there pulled me in, hit the Porsche as well, drive through. Now this one was, it could have looked better, but tucking in underneath and getting in was pretty good. Driving up the straight to the next one. Normally I'd go through here in third in one of the Group 3, Group 4 cars, because it gives you more drive, but you can go faster as well. But this car just does not stick. I don't like Porsches. I really don't. Unless it's the Group 3 911, I don't like it. So coming up here, I'd normally stay in fourth around here, like I did. Started raining around here. I did hit the rumble strip as an apex. I tried to stay in behind the slipstream of this guy until I came around the outside. And then reassume my driving line. That one, that was a serious ride on the rumble strip. It was pretty much an off-roader at that point. I should have stayed in fourth there because I didn't manage to get the gear shift properly. That one I just completely botched. The lead up to this corner is completely botched going up to the carousel. Normally I would be a little bit faster, but this Porsche just doesn't stick. Okay, so pretty much what I have taken away from this is I need to work on my entrance and exit points from the apexes and the corners. I kept tucking in a bit, and my braking needs to be improved, so I'll work on that next time. For now I'm gonna end it here. I've got stuff to do, but yeah, thanks for watching, for those of you who did, and I'll see you guys in another one.